The greatest sentence in the history of sports talk. Football Friday with Big Sills. And, of course, the one and only National Football Show. We always start the program off also, by the way, with Big Sills. And we are powered by BetUS for these next 4 hours. Whew. This gonna get a little bumpy on this football Friday here. This gonna get a little bumpy. Yes, sir. Heading into New Orleans this weekend. By the way, week 3 of the NFL kicked off last night. Aaron Rodgers was spectacular. Isn't it so hard now for the pundits and the sports media dudes? I'm going to let you know about something here, and I'm going to give you the straight and skinny. Do you know why media people hate me? It's the same reason they're going to start hating on Jason Kelce and why they hate on Pat McAfee. Mike Wilbon the other day took a shot across the bow at Pat McAfee for no reason. Well, maybe if I wore a tank top and I drank beer on my show, I would be okay to say that, but I would be suspended. And I'm like, shut the fuck up, you crying ass bitch. I mean, really, I'll tell you exactly what media people today like and don't like. They like sports personalities. They don't like sports media personalities. Because just like Howie, you're playing in their sandbox. How can a guy be talented on the field and be talented in broadcasting? That can't be. That can't happen. See Jason Kelce? He shows up. He does a cool dance. He has the Italia sweat top on. He's Jason Kelce, and somebody called him a fat slob or whatever and said he was an embarrassment. I'm like, embarrassment? I thought that was dope. Finally, a media personality acting like himself and not being a fraud. I don't know. That's why Brady got better in week 2. Hey, just be yourself, dude. I learned one thing in sports broadcasting. Don't pretend to be somebody else. And be as close to yourself as you possibly can be. Because when you're that means people will resonate with you and they'll connect with you. I got people like Prince in here going, Sileo can't read. No shit. Sileo can't add. No shit. Never said I could. Well, okay. Hey, let's go have a beer at a bar. What do you think? I'm above you? Do you think that I'm supposed to be some savant sportscaster? That I'm supposed to have this insane language or this incredible knowledge of whatever and be better than you? I don't want to listen to some asshole like that. I want to listen to people that I can relate to. That's all. Hey, Stills, man, you ain't the smartest guy in the ocean. Hey, thanks for the epiphany. I mean, that's why people come here every day. You know why? I'm just like you, dude. I got the same issues as you every single day. I'm just fortunate enough to do this for 4 hours. And I'm grateful. Believe me, I'm grateful. Still has CTE. It shows. Sure. Hey, Philly 007. Okay. Sills is a Neanderthal. Okay. So is Jason Kelce. Hey, Twiz, do you think Jason Kelce is too? He's worth $100 million. Okay? That Neanderthal is worth $100 million now. I know, Samuel. Thank you, my friend. It is a football Friday here. And by the way, I fucking hate people who preach, so I don't want to preach to you here. So 24-3 last night. Aaron Rodgers looked like Aaron Rodgers, 281 in the air. How about him moving around, too? You know the first thing that the media idiots do? Oh, New England's not good. Well, they did beat Joe Burrow and the Bengals, did they not? Did they not make Joe Burrow look bad? All of a sudden now the Bengals suck. And, oh, no, hey, they're no good. I think the Bengals are still okay, 0-2, because they got that guy. Pats aren't good, I know, but they beat the Bengals. They can't be that bad. And I thought, really, Aaron Rodgers was Aaron Rodgers of 4 years ago. I think he was better than the last year, even in Green Bay. That looked like MVP Aaron Rodgers. That was a pretty good performance last night by him. The Jets defense showed up. Not that New England has anything offensively, but it just shows you week in and week out, the NFL is a different storyline. Will that be that way this weekend for the Eagles? Yet to be determined. College football weekend, but the three letters that I love, LFG. Let's go. Hit the like button here on a Football Friday. Xander will join us. Xander Kraus. I don't know what's happened to him. I'll give you something that I don't really say a lot of, because to me, people like Xander are meat. He owns the company, but in my world, broadcasting, he's meat. And you know what he's turned into? Yeah. One of the more talented people I've seen at a younger age. Do you know how many, like Joy Taylor worked for me? I schooled her into being the broadcaster she is. I worked with her. I worked with thousands of people in the media business. I want everyone to succeed, but not everybody will. Everyone has a shot at the apple, but not everyone takes that bite. Xander's getting there, man. I like it. Hey, when Big Sills shuts up and I let someone talk, and I'm not talking over them, because you know why? Sometimes you meander. I'm not going to name any people that come on the program that kind of I have to like jump in because I love them. However, sometimes you got to kind of cut the cookie up a little bit. All right. And I sit back. And so I'm really, by the way, I didn't put Xander on every day, Monday through Friday. I didn't think he was good enough. I didn't think he could replace Tone. He's not only replaced them, he's tripled the numbers. He's done a great job. 3:30 every Monday through Friday. We're proud to have him on, and he's killing it. And he's killing it on Birds 365. Jason Cole, we got to move him up in the lineup a little bit. 4 o'clock, his time is wanted, and he's on a ton of shows. I think he's actually done the Jim Rome show today. He's going to be on with us at 4 o'clock Eastern time. And then, of course, the legendary, you want to make some money? Philly Godfather will join us at 5:30. Please hit the like button. No Gardner Johnson, no A.J. Brown this weekend, it looks like. You go into the den of one of the hottest teams in the National Football League in the New Orleans Saints. Before we get into our takeaways, and by the way, I'm going to talk a little bit about what Vic Fangio said and also what Kellen Moore. I'm starting to see the difference between Vic Fangio and Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore talks like an NFL head coach. Vic Fangio talks like an old school D coach and an old school defensive coordinator. Okay? There's no doubt that guy is a lot like John Tortorella. You got two coaches in Philadelphia that kind of resemble one another. John Tortorella and Vic Fangio. If you ask a question, be prepared, because it might not be an answer you want to hear, especially if you're a player or you're somebody in the organization. You may not want to hear what he's going to say. That's how John Tortorella has always acted. I've known John Tortorella for 20 years. Recruited by Vic Fangio himself, personally. Please hit the like button. All right. Give me some scores that you think at the top before I give you my prediction for Eagles and Saints at the Superdome. Give me your prediction. I love John Tortorella. 41-10 Saints. 40-7 Saints. 40-13 Saints. 40-20. 38-33. There's Twiz. 35-14, 52-18 Saints, Senor. 53-17. Shit. What I'm going to say doesn't matter. 35-27 Eagles. 35-14 Saints. 63-13 Saints. 70-6 Saints. Wait a minute. What in the hell happened? To Eagle fans. Oh, where are you? 60 to wait a minute. If you've lost Maniac, it's over. If you've lost Maniac, look at this. Hold on. Hey, what in wait a minute here. Wait a minute. What did I see? Who said this? Here it is. True Eagles fan. Wow. 15-6. Is that after the first quarter? 33-21. Get this. You can always count on a Dick Train take. Are you idiots? Vic Fangio will have this defense ready. He knows how to stop Nola fools. 31-28. Birds. Here's another douchebag. Eagles win 30-24. Saints started hot last year. Not worried. Another, two idiots right out of the gate. There you go. Derek Carr's not an elite quarterback. Neither is Hurts. Bottom of the barrel defense. Come on, Dick Train. They can't stop the run. What do you think we're going to say? We love our team, but we're not stupid. Hey, Goon, I thought maybe some of the true Eagle fans decided to bail and not tell the truth, but thanks, because you're right. Way to go, dude. That's a true Eagle fan. Hey, fuck that. This team right now is not good enough to win ball games. You're right. Goon, that don't mean you don't love them. Dude, my wife does stupid shit all the time. That don't mean I hate her all the time. Just, she's home, so I got to kind of be, hang in there. Hey, after 35 years of marriage, you got to know where your dinner comes from. So I got to kind of Get this. LJ says I've been wrong about everything this year, including your fucking team in the offseason, right, LJ? Once you guys give that douchebag an education in how right I was about everything I said about your fucking team. Bryce Huff blows. Devin White stinks. Your defense has not been addressed. Once you tell that douchebag all that, keep posting away, douchebag. There you go. How you doing? How you doing? There you go, flexing. Love my boy flexing. You're damn right. Big Sills, tell him, Reek. You were right, man. You were right. You were right. How you doing? Oh, get this. Here's this douchebag again. I said they start out 0-2. Oh, well, 1-1, and you lost to the fucking Falcons. Excuse me. I was one game off. What a dickhead. Keep posting away. Algorithm loves you, LJ. You're one of the absolute dickbags that keep the show rolling, and we can't thank you enough. With your horrific, hey, well, I'll take Nick Sirianni over Andy Reid any day. There you go, flexing. Throw LJ up a snowflake. Give him a snowflake. Hey, let's radicalize him. Seals, you think Q? Oh, God. Steph, we'll talk about that, brother. I think that is an issue, man. Okay? Welcome to the Dan Sileo Live Show. Hey, Welcome to Dick Train Hour. How you doing? I love Dick Train. This is my boy Prince, man. Man, I hate this guy and he hates me, but I love the hell out of him. I don't know what the hell I just said there. Okay? The only thing I have a problem with Prince, hey, Sills, how tall are you? I mean, really, come on, dude. Holy shit. Did you grab your nuts when you asked me how tall I was? Hey, Sills, how tall are you? I mean, come on, guy. You made me a little squeamish. Here, like LJ just said, is the Messiah. The Messiah of JAKIB Sports is about to give his prediction. One shot of vodka. Holy, how you doing? You never know what YouTube's doing, so you got to kind of mask it a little bit. It's going to go down hard. It's going to go down hard. All right. Here we go. Eagles and Saints. Superdome. The Philadelphia Eagles head into the contest 1-1. The Saints 2-0. Killing teams at an insane rate. Birds. Coming off a tough loss on a short work week. Monday night, heading into New Orleans. That's exactly what you want to do, baby. Get beat, heading into New Orleans with a hot Saints team. Yeah, that sounds like a good cup of tea. How you doing? All right. Already out of the gate. Look at this, 63-13. How many wins? Damn, I upped mine 2-9 from 7. I don't know. No A.J. Brown. No Gardner Johnson. How you doing? How you doing? Here's Joe Howe. Sills hates the Eagles so bad. I would be shocked if we go 1-17. Oh, wait. So Joe Howe is saying that, wait a minute, ready? I haven't done this. Now, I can't aim this at you guys. My aunt who watches the show diligently, she has my entire broadcasting career, knows that I'm not allowed. So I have to aim this out in space. This is called the Maloik. Okay? And this thing can't be aimed at anybody with any significance in your life because they'll drop dead the next second. This thing right here is the Maloik. And when you do this, it's over. Joe Howe thinks I dropped the Maloik on the Eagles. I haven't dropped the Maloik on them. I'm not going to do the Maloik. That is basically only brought out for douchebags like Bob Lang. Other than that, it really is not brought out a lot. Okay? So I don't really, I'm not really a hateful guy. Okay? I'm more of a pacifist. Okay? And I wouldn't even throw that on Howie. Derek Carr comes into the contest, the NFL's leading passer in passer rating, 142.4 versus that Eagle defense. I don't need to put the Maloik on you. Versus that Eagle defense, I don't need the Maloik. Joe Howe. Sills is a meanie beanie. What? Dude. Hey, Hogan, I'm going to give you a man card pass on whatever that thing is right there. Don't bring that up again. So I'm going to give you a man card pass. Okay? That's not going to work. You get a man card pass. Everyone gets one. Because don't bring that wormy stuff in here. Okay? All right? Hollywood, you get a man pass And a man card pass for that. I don't even know what the hell that thing meant. Okay? Let's see here. Wait a minute. If the Saints win, guess what LJ has to do? Post more. Xander says, don't ever let LJ go. He's awesome with his take stock, but he's awesome with his posting. That means he has to post more and stalk me more. Fair enough? Stalk me more. You got the deal. Okay? Hey, I am on a diet. You know what I'm on? A wins diet with the Eagles. Don't worry, I'll lose 20 pounds by the end of the year. How you doing? Hey, if I have to count my calories on the amount of wins the Eagles have this year, I'll be 148. Woo! All right. That kid, Clint Kubiak's doing a sensational job. Gary Kubiak's kid, man. He's really done a great job with the Saints offense. I do believe the Birds are showing a little bit more balance, but it's because of the run game with Hurts and Saquon Barkley. But they're not getting enough out of the passing game. Devontae Smith was a non-factor in that game on Monday night. When it came to winning and fear in Atlanta secondary, you think Justin Simmons and Jesse Bates feared Devontae Smith? Not in your life. A.J. Brown not only exposed the quarterback, he exposed the other guy on the other side. Hey, do you know who Devontae Smith is? He's Brandon Ayuk. Nothing wrong with that. But he's Brandon Ayuk. He's Brandon Ayuk. Brandon Ayuk's a good player, just got a ton of money. Okay? Right? There you go. Look at a Connecticut guy. I love nutmeg guys. How you doing? Just when I thought this show couldn't get any better, still proves me wrong. Hey, LJ, try that enema, baby. Way to go, Connecticut. Philly, Connecticut. Way to go, man. Try that enema, LJ. My heart, you all black. Sills, I'm on a roll today, man. I'm feeling good about this weekend. Vic Fangio. This dude has to make it uncomfortable for Derek Carr on Sunday, or this puppy's over. Oh, my God, look at this. We got people in the chat even calling LJ a douchebag. Oh, man. I'm starting to feel like Portnoy. Don't let me sick my wolves on you, because you won't come out. You'll think a pack of pariahs. That's what we might start doing soon. Hey, by the way, I need some help on something. Before I continue here, over on my Twitter page, at Dan Sileo Show, I'm at 16K. I'm trying to get to 20K. You guys join that for me. Can you please? Thank you. And we stay in touch going back and forth between here and there. That's the only place you can catch me. I don't do other shows. Here and there. You know why? Why would I? I don't work for free. That's Xander. All right. SOS, Bryce Huff, SOS. This is the HMS Titanic. Hey, Bryce Huff, SOS. You better show up this week, son. You better show up this week, or guess what? We're going to send a hit squad at you. You know what it's called? The bench. The bench. Hey, bring your playbook. You're sitting on the bench. Oh! Dan Sileo's making a proclamation. Hey, Vic, start Brandon Graham. Start Brandon Graham. I don't want you to start Bryce Huff. Jesus, you have two guys on the bench. One guy's at least on IR. You have James Bradbury making $11 million on IR right now, and he wouldn't be playing anyway. And you got a $17 million. You got $28 million on the bench. Woo! Hey, Howie. Howie season. Sills, I don't want to watch that Tampa game if the Eagles lose. Hey, wait a minute, John. John, we haven't even played 4 quarters yet against the Saints. Come on, man. Wait a minute, John. Thanks for the super chat. Hey, good question, John. Let's get the Saints in. Funny, no, I haven't received any text messages back. Okay. Joshua, thank you, brother. You were right. Okay. But now you're acting like a greasy bitch. Greasy? What a racist thing to say. Why? Because I'm Italian? Clint Hurd on the hot seat. Yeah, I don't think it's the coach. I think it's the players. Hey, how racist? Why? Because I'm Italian? How dare you call me greasy because I'm Italian? Greasy Wop, is that what you were going to say? Wow. Just saying. What? You racist, John? Hey, John, unlike people on social media and unlike people in the media, what's up? What's up? I don't take that shit. I know you don't mean that. But you know what? When I say something like calling the general manager a CPA, I hate Jewish people. But when someone calls me greasy, I take it with a laugh. Too bad the Eagles don't. They might go further. Bryce Huff, this is a show-up game. So is hey, by the way, we're going to start tagging these two guys together. Hey, Nolan Smith and Bryce Huff. You two guys are married from now on. I'm not just going to kill Bryce Huff anymore. You know why? Nolan's the 30th pick. The other guy makes $17 million. You're both in this, bro. You're captain and co-pilot. You're captain and co-pilot. You ain't getting under, you can't hide under your desk. Okay? You can't hide under your desk. Derek Carr. Derek Carr right now is averaging 79.9 completion percentage, 443 yards, in 2 ball games. And he has 14 drives where he has had his offense score points on all 14 drives. Do you think the Eagles end that streak this Sunday? Do you guys think the Eagles end that streak of consecutive scoring drives? I'm going to say yes. I mean, right? I mean, they are going to end that streak, right? B. Costello goes, yes. They are ending that streak this weekend, the Eagles, right? The Saints aren't going to score on every possession again. Wow. One of the absolutely greatest Eagle fans. Absolutely not. Come on, Sue. I love Sue in here, man. Man. Crazy. Crazy. Right? Is the link too cold in December? I'd say penalty ends the streak, not the Eagles, says Steph. All right. Okay. Don't start sounding like you're smart, Twiz, because this is right. Sills, I don't mind the loss with the new coordinators. It's how we respond is what I'm looking at. We can't have a Twiz. Great take. Hey, Twiz, new coordinators? some new people on defense, pretty much the same dudes over on offense. It can't look like 23, you're getting beat. We have no defense. The passing game is inept where you can't count on it. It can't look like the same thing. Because that means to me, you're doing the same shit. Twiz, right? It's not, hey, Twiz, it's not how you lose. If you do, hey, do I think the Eagles could go into New Orleans and win this game? I do. I do think they can. But I'll tell you this. I think it's if you do lose, that's how you lose. If you look like you did last week, or excuse me, on Monday night, you got the same football team you had in 23. Big Seals, how you doing? What's your prediction? Okay, Christopher. Okay, nothing premature here. I'm an older fella, I know, but hey, hang in there. Derek Carr, the last time he played against the Eagles, had 80% completion percentage. God knows what he's going to do this Sunday. Okay. No AJ, no CJ. Here's Big Sil's score. Are you ready? The New Orleans Saints, 40. The Philadelphia Eagles, 21. $40, 21. Saints. Let me put this out there to you. Until you show me you can stop the run, why would I give you anything, give you the benefit of the doubt? You haven't stopped the run in a year and a half. Vic said it at the press conference. What would make you think you're going to, like that, overnight? 40-21. Not enough points for the Saints. Good God. Senor. Jeez. Slay said he doesn't know gap schemes on defense. Who doesn't know gap schemes? Slay? Slay, what do you mean Slay says he doesn't know gap schemes? What's that mean? Good night almighty. 41 or 40-21 is what I have. Now we're going to get to Vic Fangio. And I had a chance to listen to this thing a couple times. Say as lazy as you know what. We let 14 points off the board with Saquon Smith not holding onto the ball. It's not all on the coaches. At some same token, it's about executing as well. It is, Twiz. It is. What material? I don't have to run out of material. You're running out of excuses. See, Mr. Perez says I'm running out of material. Maybe it's because you're running out of excuses for your boy and for your team. Did you ever think of that, Mr. Perez? You're running out of excuses. Coaches, scheme. Where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going? Come on, Perez. Give me another excuse. Get this. This douchebag right here thinks this is a 2-week thing. This has been a year and a half. Same shit. And by the way, douchebag LJ thinks that you're going to change getting murdered against the run. That's going to change overnight, that they're all of a sudden going to have an epiphany, and you're going to see Gangrene, Lauren, you're going to see Reggie White, Jerome Brown stopping the run Sunday. That's not how stopping the run works. That's not how stopping the run works. You're the worst run defense in pro football. You know what that is called? Getting your ass kicked. Pass rush? Let's talk what Vic said. I did catch Xander a little bit of Bert's 365, and John McMullen is dead on with this. Vic says he's got to do a better job of coaching. Come on, man. Coaching is not going to fix that. Coaching's not fixing that. Here, you think a hitting instructor really helped Bryce Harper get out of a slump? Or is it just a guy going back to the basics and him getting it done himself and having accountability for what he's doing? Come on, man. I appreciate Vic taking the heat for the players. That's all that is. Actually, what he's doing there is taking the heat for Howie Roseman. I've got to coach better. No, Vic, you need better players. That's code for I need better players. Get this. So wait a minute. Think about what he said there. The first thing, I got to coach better. Technique. You know what that means? He must not have players that understand technique. You're in the National Football League and you don't have players that understand technique and how to play the position. Well, that means you don't have good players. You think they're teaching technique and chop blocks in San Francisco? Not teaching that shit there. Christopher, thank you. I got to coach better? You don't have better players. That's totally on your GM. Like I told you in the offseason, bottom line, he didn't retool your defense. He was more concerned about paying money on the offensive side. When you needed to spend money, you gave a guy a contract extension. They had 2 years remaining on his contract, but you didn't want him crying and bitching. So you appeased AJ and you sacrificed the defense. Xander disagreed with me on that. How you feeling now about that D? You'll say this, Sills, are you saying that the money they paid AJ is reflecting on a defense? Yeah. Why didn't you sign Brian Burns? That was more of a need than giving AJ Brown a contract extension. He had 2 years remaining on his deal. You had 2 years remaining. You didn't have to address that thing. Why? Because the other idiots in the NFL addressed those wide receiver needs? The good teams with good quarterbacks, you know how they addressed it? They got rid of the receivers. That's how they addressed it. Hey, we need to make Josh Allen a better quarterback. Let's trade Stephon Diggs. What? We need to make Patrick Mahomes an even better quarterback. Let's trade Tyreek Hill, who was voted the best player in the league. I keep asking you that, and you run that by, and you go, yeah. The Kansas City Chiefs traded the best player in the National Football League. Tyreek Hill will never win another Super Bowl as long as he lives. And Mahomes may win 4 more without him. Who was right? After seeing Rodgers last night, it's clear that our best shot at a Super Bowl is returning to Steichen's offense, even if it hurts his career. You are so right. Xander, put up Steven. Thank you, Steven, put up Steven's thing. I want people to see this. I want people to see Steven. Steven. Yep. Steven, if you get 9 years of Hurts starting, he delivers a Super Bowl playing like he did last night, but better and better and better like he did in 22. Absolutely true. Hey, get this. I'll tell you something too, Steven. If he plays more like he did on Monday night, I'm more apt to not be as hard on him. But when you start trying to think that guy's going to be the next Josh Allen, you're out of your fucking tree. Sills, would you rather have a generational wealth or an extra ring? Generational wealth. That's like asking me when people say this about athletes who go for it and take performance-enhancing drugs. If that gave you a gold medal and riches beyond riches, but took 5 years off your life, what would you do? I'd take 5 years off my life. Anybody who answers in any other way is ridiculous. Answer questions correctly. You don't have to be politically correct here. You could say what's on your mind. Okay? Okay? Zach Bond. He's never, get this, you got a linebacker. JB, what are you talking about? I talk about what the coaches talk about every day in their press conferences. This guy's another idiot. You know why it sounds like the same thing to you? Because you're doing the same shit. You're losing and you're getting murdered on defense. See, the people that hear the same thing, what I'm saying, is because they're doing the same shit over and over again. Did you ever think of that? I don't even remember what my show was yesterday, guy. Hate? Get this. He says hate's the same. What in the world do you want me to be positive about when a team is giving up nearly 7 yards a carry? Explain that to me, Snowflake. Come on, sweetness. Do you understand, folks? Every 2 times that a football team carries the ball against your Eagles, they're gaining 14 yards a carry. Or 14 yards every 2 carries. He says that's hate. Get this. Here is what Vic Fangio said about Zach Bond. Yeah, he's never faced cut blocks before. I faced cut blocks when I was 10 years old. And, I mean, I don't really know what to say here about that. You got a starting inside linebacker, and the head guy, the defensive coordinator, goes, yeah, he's never faced cut blocks. He'll be better. It's something he's never seen. You're an NFL football player and you've never seen or experienced cut blocks. That is a first. I mean, oh my God. I know I've never heard that. I have never heard that. An NFL inside linebacker says, and the coordinator goes, he's never faced cut blocks. This is another doozy. Asked about Devin White. Yeah, he's ready and available. I got to check these off to make sure that I don't go back over them for that dickhead JB. Hang on. I want to make sure. And plus, I don't want to laugh out loud again. This is really great. Guys, please hit the like button. You surely have to be entertained, as Maximus would say. This is brutal. Boy, Vic Fangio, man, they should not put him. Hey, they should not put Vic Fangio behind a mic. It's not helping. It's not helping. He was asked about changes. He goes, not wholesale changes. I'm not sure what that means. You don't have anybody to change to. He believes they have the talent up front. Nolan Smith. He's got to play the run better. No shit. And you know what he said about Nolan Smith? He sees positive signs. You mean like when BJ knocked his teeth out? Oh, man. Vic, you're getting caught in the Howie web of lies, like Dick Train would say. Hey, Dick Train, got one for you here. Vic Fangio says that Nolan Smith's improving. He just has to play the run better. Who's lying, me or him? Me? Did you see Bijan Robinson knock his teeth out? I mean, how do you get chip blocked and knocked completely on your ass? Hey, he's getting caught in the web of Howie world. That's what happened here. Haku. He's getting caught in the world. He's being Howie radicalized. He's being Howieized. That's what's happening. You know how McMullen says that Xander's getting Sileo-ized? He's getting Howieized. Here's another doozy. Huff. Yeah, he's the starter, but we're going to rotate them all. Okay? We're going to rotate him. You're paying a guy $17.8 million. And like Xander says, you got to ask that question. Would you ask the question, is Devontae starting? Nolan Smith and Huff can't do anything but improve. They can't get any worse. Nowhere to go but up. Daniel, that's not how it works in the NFL. You ain't going to keep rolling a guy who blows out there, getting your team killed. You're just not going to keep doing it. Seals, this is amateur hour. We have Salty Slay and a quarterback who wants to play for the other team. I can't tell. He keeps handing them the ball. Brian, I got you, brother. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you. So wait a minute. Xander's right. You got to ask the defensive coordinator if Bryce Huff is starting. Like, do you ask if Lane Johnson's starting? Hey, is Jordan Mailata starting this week? Why would you ask such a stupid question? It's a stupid question, but not really. Not really. I mean, $17 million, almost $18 million. Bryce Huff backfired on Howie Roseman. It backfired. Why are they letting analytics ruin our team? Christopher? Because analytics controls the money on the team. Analytics, you see, remember something, Christopher, the Eagles would rather lose looking good than win looking bad. Ask Doug Peterson after an Atlanta game on a Monday meeting how that works out. They would rather look good losing than they would looking bad winning. That's an observation. And that is a take. He's in rotation. So wait, Bryce Huff is in rotation with a 57-year-old Brandon Graham, Nolan Smith, Bryce Huff. That's the rotation? That rotation could barely start at Temple. Can't stop the run. This is such the statement so far. Ready? Can't stop the run. You can't expect the pass rush to be a factor. He's right. Teams are not going to throw the ball against you. Get this. I did hear Xander and John, and Xander tried to point out those third down numbers that they're good on third down. They're bullshit. You know why? Teams aren't worried about the Eagles on third down. They're never in third down. When you're averaging 7 yards a carry, how many third downs do you think you're actually in? Xander had it. He was right. He didn't want to kill John. But how many third downs do you think you're in when the offense is averaging 7 yards a clip running the ball? You're never in third down, but a handful of times in a game. Penalties put you in third down in that scenario. It's a bullshit stat. You know what's not a bullshit stat? Giving up 7 yards a clip against the run. That's not bullshit. Passing numbers are bullshit. Running numbers are not. $17 million for Queen, Bryce Huff, Bozo, Nick. Sucks too. Hey, think about what I just said to you. Here, let me say that. How many times have you seen teams throw for 300-400 yards and lose? How many times have you seen teams run for 200 or more yards and lose? Barely, rare, ever. You know why? It's one hand tied behind your back. You can't stop the run. You can't do anything in a ball game. You're helpless. The Eagles were helpless in that last drive. They couldn't stop the pass and they couldn't stop the run. God dang it. You don't have to listen. Hey, Vic Fangio is probably the only Eagle coach that could do this show because he's telling you the same shit I've been telling you. Don't you find it weird? The DC and me echo one another. You just don't like hearing it from me. But he tells you the same shit every week. I told you Bryce Huff wasn't a 3-down guy. He played 480 snaps in New York. He was a spot player. Nobody wanted to hear it. He thought he was the next coming of Bryce or of Hassan Reddick. I'm like, that's not happening. I heard people all over. Philadelphia media all over. Reddick will be easily replaced by Huff. I'm like, that's not happening. That's not happening. His production is gone. You know what? Hey, wait a minute. Here's to the point. Why do you think Bryce Huff's production has gone down? Any ideas? Any ideas? Why do you think Bryce Huff's production has gone down? Why do you think? Anyone have any ideas why Bryce Huff's production has gone down? He's facing starters and not backups. True. Get this. Fangio's comment, Huff is still learning. You paid a guy $18 million and you got him in training wheels? Jets had better players next to him. Maybe some of that. Hey, Sil Sirianni's creamy Alfredo God, has gone sour. Not enough redness in the pasta place game. There's some coolness to that. Analytics a joke. Last time I checked, Oakland A's haven't won shit. Analytics didn't tell you if the player doesn't have technique or he has the shits. I completely agree, G-Fish. Analytics, when applied, you use applied analytics. You don't run your entire scheme off of analytics. Okay? Conditioning, that's some of it, Matt. Play volume. He's playing more plays. He doesn't have – remember what I said? I had a conversation with Xander. You got to get into playing shape, 3-down playing shape. You've never been in it in 6 years. And that's exactly what I see right now. Is there a chance he could get better by the end of the year? Maybe. But getting blown off the ball and knocked into the pile and into pursuit, I'm not sure that's something you can teach him with. Unless he gets a whole bucket of bricks putting that ass of his, he can't set the edge. Seals, who do you feel more bad for? Nick doesn't have the quarterback or his offense, and Vic doesn't have the players for his defense, how he's destroying the team. Dude, that's true, John. I think Kellen Moore is scheming up a good game. I think the decision-making at the end of that game was a Nick Sirianni move. But if you look at the schemes, these receivers are open. Who do I feel sorry more for? Let me get this one here. Y'all fans crucified Reddick. Now look at your old tune. Vic doesn't have the players. Nick doesn't have the quarterback. I'll tell you what. I mean, it's true. I think that scheme is not fitting Jalen Hurts. Well, wait. Let's see when they get AJ back. Got to be fair. Because Hurts is not very good without AJ. So we got to get AJ back. Did you hear what I just said? We can't tell if Jalen's good in this scheme or not because we have to wait for the best player in the huddle to get back. Then I'll let you know. We got to wait for AJ to get back. Then we'll find out if it's the scheme or not. Because right now I can't tell because the quarterback's not good enough. So we got to wait for the best player to get back. Sills, why isn't the quarterback the best player? Because he's never been. Playing like that. Start Booker and put Carter and Davis on the edge. Oh, that'll do. Dude. Howie World. Booker's not going anywhere. Booker's not going anywhere. Okay? Suplex goes like this. It can't get any worse. Gave up too many chunk yards at the end of the game. Says that's his fault. Nolan Smith is coming along. Has to keep improving. Run defense is just not good enough. He said this about Jalen Carter. He's doing some of the things that we need him to do to get better, and some of the focus things he needs to work on to get better. We're still talking discipline with Jalen Carter. Now, here is a silver lining. Quinyon Mitchell doing a great job. And I agree with him. The best defensive football player you have is Quinyon Mitchell. He's a rookie. I don't really think it's close. Quinyon Mitchell's your best player. He is your best player on defense. He said this, and he brought up a stat that I don't even know why the Philadelphia media even addressed. Third down, we did a good job. Third down? You're getting murdered on first and second down because nobody cares about third down against the Eagles. You know why? The majority of the time, you're not in it. You're in first and second down, and they're destroying the Eagles on first and second. I guarantee you, hey, guys, do me a favor. If somebody has a couple seconds, look at where the Eagles rank on first and second down defense. And tell me where they rank on first and second down. Giving up 7 yards a carry. You're good on third down? How often are you in it? Us fans don't trust our team anymore. After last season, it's that simple. Front office runs everything. We have a lame duck coach. It's a long season. This weekend's going to determine a lot. Tank, is that true? You're 25th on first down. Huff was a third down pass rusher, edge rusher in New York. That's right. He was a situational. He wasn't a – hey, and by the way, Mikey, did you ever wonder why the Jets just let him walk out the building with no equity return? They didn't even care. They didn't even care. They didn't care. Here's Josh. Josh, that's the silver lining. It is. To be fair, besides giving up the yards, the defense held to 15 points for 58 minutes. Last prevent scheme is terrible. Josh, that is so true. But we are talking about the Atlanta Falcons, right? I mean, the Atlanta Falcons. Would you consider them a prolific scoring team? I mean, when's the last time they were like and had a great offense? Let's not forget who you played. I mean, it was Atlanta. You think Atlanta's offense is great? Luke, I'm going to tell you one more time. We'll say it again to you. He doesn't suck. He sucks what you're doing now to him. Jalen Hurts is going to win you ball games like he played on Monday night. You stick to that formula, you're going to win a lot of games, and you're going to be in games when you have A.J. Brown on the field. And if you get to the playoffs and you have all your components, depending on what the other teams look like, the war of attrition, let's not forget about something. Remember when you went to the Super Bowl, you played a shitty New York Giants team. You turned around and you played the 49ers in the NFC title game. Purdy got hurt immediately in that game. And you were playing Christian McCaffrey by the end of the game at quarterback. So you didn't really get a great test of how good that team was. The test came in the Super Bowl. Hurts had all the pieces in that Super Bowl. But what's been the common denominator with Hurts since that Super Bowl? They're not playing him like they did in that Super Bowl. And when he doesn't have all the pieces in the huddle, he's not that guy. That's why you're going to get inconsistent play. That's why you get inconsistent play in Baltimore. That style of play is not consistent. That's why pocket passers are consistent. You know what they're going to do. Yeah, and the turnovers added to this conversation. Absolutely. You know what? There are so many things that have to go right for the Eagle offense to win. Sil's question. Cooper, Keeley, Sidney, Jalen Carter, and Trott are only players on defense that I have hope for. Get the damn C off that sleigh. He's ruining my team. Brian, Vick's not going to play them young guys like that. He's just not. He's not going to play them young guys like that. I'm with you, though. If you're going to start getting killed like this, I'm rolling out all my young guys and Brandon Graham. I'm going to roll all my young guys out. I'm going to roll all them guys out. Darius Slay says some of the stupidest shit on the planet, too. It's so unbecoming. I mean, I get the ego, and I get it. I just don't like him. As a teammate, as a man off the field, he might be a super guy. I'm not judging him like that as a human. As a football player, he says some of the dumbest shit. And it bugs me and it bothers me. Okay? It just bothers me. This guy goes like this, Slay's a Hall of Famer. How can a Hall of Famer play on the 31st ranked defense in the league? '25th versus rush, 27th versus pass, 30th in total defense, total yards. That's your Eagle defense. Heading into New Orleans, the hottest team in the league. Tell you this guy Crowley thinks that Slay's a Hall of Famer. This guy's not better than Stephon Gilmore. By the way, Stephon Gilmore and the Viking defense are now 2-0. You had a shot at him, too. Says, I'm a former collegiate athlete, and listen to a coach like Nick is boring and vomiting. These players don't enjoy playing for him. Explosion soon. Thanks, Joseph. Appreciate it. Love that people that have laced it up. I don't give a shit what level it is. Howie Vision. Yeah. So what do I take away from Vic's comments? He's trying to take the blame for the players' inability to play, cover for Howie. When you have to say that Nolan Smith, the 30th pick in the draft, is coming along, Bryce Huff is learning a new position, you have to answer whether Huff is a starter or not. And you have to ask the question whether your 13th and 9th pick in the draft can stop the run or not. I don't know. I mean, has your defense been addressed? Let me go back to a question I asked all of you. I got pushback from everybody, including people on my network. Do you think Howie Roseman addressed the defensive issues from a year ago? Where? Worse than the Carolina dumpster fire. Problem is, you got a horrible owner. And I'll say this: if I'm Bryce Young, I'm calling my agent. I want out of Carolina. I don't care how that is. I'll give the money back. I want out. That's where quarterbacks go to die. David Tepper's the worst owner in pro football. He's the worst owner in pro football. How can you tell if the kid's good or not? This guy randomly pulls coaches, fires them. Now he's pulling the first pick in the draft. I mean, just like that. Look at the impatience that they have in Carolina. I mean, Peyton Manning threw 28 interceptions his first year in the league. Do you know that? Peyton Manning had 28 INTs, almost 30 interceptions his first year in the league. Can you imagine if Indianapolis pulled the plug on him and said, we don't have the guy here? He had 28 interceptions. Peyton Manning. Look it up. 28. David Tepper will never go to a playoff. David Tepper may never have a winning record in Carolina. May never. You know why? He doesn't know how to win. Consistency in coaching, consistency at the quarterback position, consistency on defense, conviction. Like I tell you, when you look at Kansas City, it's not just about Mahomes. Is he the right quarterback? Of course. Head coach, general manager, owner, DC. And get this, the players vote, and the NFLPA says that the Chiefs are the worst organization in football. And they give the Eagles an A+. Who would you rather be? The failure Chiefs or the A+ Eagles? So we don't have the nicest sofas and smoothie machines. And we don't make things comfortable for the players by not playing them in the exhibition season. Like Kansas City does. We don't have the newest stadium like Philly does. Trying to get old Arrowhead retrofit. Our lockers are about 25 years outdated. Nothing like some of the nice places you see in the league today. But I'll tell you what they are. They're hungry. And they win. Kansas City's really always won. Giving your players everything, make it into a country. Hey, by the way, your defense is out of shape. So now when I hear those players telling me that they really practiced hard, For 2-a-days? No, they didn't. How can you practice hard for 2-a-days and be out of shape in game 2? How can you be out of shape in game 2? If you worked hard, something's not plugging in right. I mean, I don't. I mean, wow, this is the hardest camp I've ever had. We worked so hard. Then you get into the second game, your defensive line's gassed. I thought you worked hard. That turns out to be a lie. You know why? It's not an opinion. It was on display. You see that, what I just said? It's not a Dan Sileo opinion that they worked hard, and you watch them in game 2 and you go like this. Well, they're out of shape. They obviously didn't work hard. That was a lie. I'm not talking about opinion there. That's reality. They're out of shape. How can you be out of shape after 2.5 months of football? You're not working hard enough. Or the camp you had is an indictment of the prior camps that were no work at all, on what Javon Hargrave was saying when he went to San Francisco. That's what I think it is. I don't think he did any work in those 2 years. Last year, you worked a little hard, or this year, you worked a little harder. And it was kind of like an epiphany for the players. Still wasn't good enough. You're not prepared. Condition-wise. A lot of that, in my opinion, has to do with conditioning on the first 2 games against the run and pass rush. You're not in shape. Now, I hadn't thought about that. As the season goes on, can that pass rush improve with conditioning? Yes. They're not in game shape. They're just not in game shape. Did you see what Green Bay and both Atlanta did to the D-lines? Xander, do you remember what I told you guys that they were going to do? They were going to run the stretch play, and they ran the stretch play. Why were they running the stretch play? Ends can't set the edge. Tackles get gassed. It takes no athletic ability to be in shape. It just takes preparation and desire and an organization's will to push their players. Andy Reid plays his players in exhibition football for a reason. He knows that a lot of the NFL guys are going to show up not in shape. You know what he uses the exhibition season for? To get their fat asses into shape. The Eagles and the attitude. Last year, you know what happened? They ran out of gas at the end of the year. You either run out of gas, you're either not ready, or you run out of gas if you're not in good conditioning. Well, hey, Professor goes like this. Sills, I think the Saints are in great shape. Yeah, when you put up almost 100 points in 2 games, that's a lot of running, my friend. Hit the like button, guys, please. Let's get to Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore's starting to sound more like Nick Sirianni every day. 3rd down call, missed opportunity. Okay, what does that mean? I don't know yet with Kellen Moore. A missed opportunity. Okay, I don't know what that means. He said there's a lot of work situationally during the week that he and Nick go over with his coaches and with Nick, and they play the war games. So explain this to me. Where in the world did you come up with the idea that you thought not having AJ and the words, by the way, I went back and listened to Nick Sirianni's interview the other day. So this guy worked about 300 to 500 words into explaining the fourth down field goal. I got lost in translation. I don't know what the fuck he was talking about. He used a 500-word salad to try to explain and over-explain why the fourth down decision was made or the field goal decision was made. I was like, what are you saying? It's all over the place. There's no clarity. Guy asked Mike Tomlin, why didn't that guy go back into a game? Well, because he jumped off sides 3 times. Next question. That's clarity. Or when Vic answers a question, he's not good enough yet. I mean, he said Britton Covey was awesome, Kellamore. 6 catches for 21 yards, 23 yards. I'm trying to figure that one out still. Why would you throw 6 passes for such a limited amount of yardage that meant nothing in the game? To make Jalen feel comfortable? I mean, honestly, take Britton Covey's completions away. They were irrelevant. There's your game. The rest of them. Britton Covey, 6 catches, 23 yards. You could erase those 6. They were nothing. They were 0-calorie yards. Didn't really address the interception. He says, this is more about big picture stuff. Like, what? He says that, we wanted to give a guy an opportunity, Devontae Smith, at an explosion play. You hadn't had one all game. You're going to do it with seconds left in the game? You're looking for an explosion play, and you hadn't had one all game. Kind of a funny place to look for an explosion play when they're playing prevent defense. You tried for an explosion play in a prevent defense. And you talk these situations out Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Now you've got a New Orleans team that's red hot. Dotson's developing nicely. He had 25 routes and 1 catch. I mean, they watched a different film than we did. I mean, I think they're delusional. Climbing the pocket. He said that Hurts has to climb the pocket a little more. We'd like to see him climbing the pocket more. Yeah, stop getting out and running. Hey, did you guys, how many people in here watched Aaron Rodgers last night? Do you see him roll right and left last night? And how he looked at 40 years old, going to be 41 in December. Did you see what he did? There were no tendencies in how he dropped back and how he rolled. He rolled right, left, zipped the passes, accurate as hell. He's on pace for 30 touchdowns and 6 picks. Right, left. There was zero predictability to where he was going. Here's Hurts. Escape the pocket, roll right. Escape the pocket, roll right. He can't roll left and throw because he can't throw across his body. He cannot. There is no doubt when he leaves the pocket, he is not going to throw the ball. If I play defense, he is not throwing the ball if he rolls left. There is no way he's throwing that ball. I know that now as a defensive coordinator. No way. The only way he feels comfortable throwing the ball on movement is going right. and he's leaving the pocket so far this year quicker than he did even a year ago. Kellen's starting to answer questions like a librarian. Get this. He said something at the end of the whole thing. He goes, yeah, the analytics tells us that this is this, and we need to, have more this installed. Went to the analytics again. There is no doubt my assessment, and this is my opinion, they don't apply an analytics when needed. That organization builds off of analytics everything they do, from drafting to game planning to the kind of coaches they hire to the type of schemes they play. Every single thing they do is based off that Julian Laurie office and that department. Everything is based off of analytics. There's nothing gut or there's nothing football-wise related to anything that the Eagles do to prepare. You're going to get right on a lot of things analytically. It's why they win. But you're not going to win championships with analytics directing your organization. I realized that. I had an epiphany on it last night. The scouting department is run by analytics. The game plan is run by analytics. The coaching hires are run by analytics. The type of scheme they want is analytics. They don't apply it when they need it. They formulate their entire organization's blueprint off it. There's no coaching involved in it. There's no talent evaluating involved in it. That's why you hire and you sign people like Jordan Davis. You know who the greatest example of what I just said is? Jordan Davis and Nolan Smith. They're analytic people's dreams. 4'7", 840, 6'6", 350 pounds. Other guy runs a 4'4", jumped out of the building when it came to his vertical, looked like a superstar at the combines. Put him on a football field, they're lost. Same thing when Kobe Dean. You're not, you know why they couldn't take TJ Edwards? Because TJ Edwards is against everything analytics. He wasn't drafted. He wasn't fast. He wasn't strong. He wasn't a superstar in college. All the things that analytics in the department that goes against their theories. TJ Edwards is exactly everything that is against that front office and how they operate. Edwards contradicts it. You signed him as a UDFA too. And when they looked at him, they went, well, he's not our kind of guy. I didn't realize it until last night, what I just said. TJ Edwards is the kryptonite to the Eagle analytics theory of how you build a team. Jordan Davis, Nolan Smith are the antithesis of how they want their team built. That's reality. Am I wrong? Analytics doesn't measure heart and effort. Abe. Prince knows he has the talent. Prince, you have the talent to win. Prince, you have the talent to win a lot of games. You have the talent. Okay? You do. You have the talent. You do. Absolutely. Here, think of this. I said this yesterday to you. For an organization that has the greatest gut call in Super Bowl history, Jeffrey Lurie must have hated that play. And it's the most memorable play of all time. And it has to kill Howie. And it has to kill Julian Lurie every time they run that play. Because it counteracts everything they believe. That's why they hate Doug. That's why they try to erase that whole era of coaching. Is because of that play. That play embodies the Eagles and their fan base. Underdogs, hard work, doubting, and delivered. And now Gannon is proving it too. Look at Perez here. He thinks I'm full of shit. Do you guys? Biz doesn't believe that. Busy. You don't believe that Jordan Davis, Jacoby Dean, and Nolan Smith are analytic draft picks. You don't believe that. You don't believe those guys are analytic picks. Let me ask you this. You think Howie Roseman would sign a 6 foot, 268-pound defensive tackle? Do you? You know who that is? That's Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald's 6 foot, 270. You think he's signing Jordan Davis, 6'6", 4'7", 350 pounds. You think he's going to look at a guy out of Pitt and go 6 feet, 270? He counteracts everything we believe in analytically. He's not big. He's not tall. He's just the greatest pass rushing 3 technique of all time. Did you do that on Justin Jefferson too? What analytics gave you that with Rager over Jefferson? I'm curious. I'd like to know that conversation. I wish I could talk to somebody who was in the building at that moment. Big Sills, what's your take on the red zone defense? I actually think it's pretty good. It could be a factor in the long run. What do you think? If you're trying to tell me you believe that they played well in the red zone against the Falcons, let's not make the Falcons out to be one of the top 4 teams in the league. They're a decent team. But I wouldn't sit here and you got to remember what we're talking about here. The Atlanta Falcons, you're making these guys sound like they're the Chiefs. All right. 40-21. Yesterday, I had to do it. Big Sills had to Sileo-wise once again Xander Krause because he was trying to come in here with his bullshit with Mr. Happy. I'm sure there's something green on with him today. I haven't seen him yet. So I'm sure that he's going to be all jacked up, ready to rock and roll. The co-host of Birds 365, a man, let me just say this to you too, who wants the Eagles to win on Sunday. He wants them to win. I know he does. Angelo Cataldi wants them to win. Our good friend who works with John McMullen, they do a great job. Big Z, Xander Krause.
What's up, Big Sills? What's up?
Eagles shirt on too, man. He's ready.